Thanks for tuning in to the Urban School Podcast. I'm back with another one. So I'll be talking about Michael B. Jordan. Can he be compared or will he be the next Denzel Washington? Now, I'm not speaking in hyperbole. I'm just talking about trajectory. Trajectory, sorry. Um, Michael B. Jordan is one of the box office actors that we have right now, especially as a black actor. So anytime that he has a movie, we can go out, go see it, and he's going to give us a good quality film for the most part. There's not many movies that he's done that I can say he missed on that one. For the most part, all of his movies have been hits or been underrated to some degree. I still haven't checked out the new movie, Sinners. I'm still going to have to go check that out and get a review on that. But as far as stuff that he's already done, I've loved his movies, or I should say, liked his movies a lot to the degree where he's in that box office realm, sort of like a Will Smith. But to get to that next level of crossing over, he'll need to, put out some couple of films that I'll talk about in a little bit. But his first big movie was in 2001 when he did Hardball, of course. Excellent movie. He didn't play a major role in it. Um, but nevertheless, he got his, foot into the door with that movie and introduced into Hollywood and things like that. But what I remember him most from is just the Wire movie, well, TV shows. Even though he was only on season one, he was killed off later in the season. He did a great performance on it. He was a lot younger. He doesn't even look the same he did back then as he does now. Because like I said, he was a lot younger, but his acting was still good. He played a believable character. He just delivered a great role. He didn't really have a lot of speaking now that I think about it on a lot of his movies, but for some reason he could just be box office like that just off the sheer acting that he can do. But um on his resume, just period, he has classics. Now, when you think about the Creed series, those movies are very good, and I think it's underrated as far as storyline telling. But nevertheless, they're classics. The Black Panther movie, when I'm playing Killmonger, very unique character for him to play, to so to speak, play the villain. He usually doesn't play the villain in his movies. He usually plays the hero or some likable character. But that was the first movie that he actually was supposed to play the villain, but he was still likable in that movie as well. So he delivered a unique acting uh, performance that he usually doesn't give us. So, and then of course, Fruitvale Station, which is an underrated one. I still haven't finished that one. It's a very tough movie to watch. If you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. But it's definitely difficult to watch, especially as a black man, because it's based on a true story as well. So, but Red Tails, it was another underrated movie about the Tuskegee Airmen, and just kind of like a biopic, so to speak. Good movie on that one as well. Very underrated. I think the Terrence Howard debacle during that time kind of messed that movie up, but it's definitely a good movie to go check out. But he's known for his Creed performances, but I want to say Fruitvale Station was his best performance. Just being, I mean, because it was biopic, it was relatable, it was very emotion driven, and it definitely evoked a lot of emotion from you, especially if you're a humanitarian or somebody just care about people and care about society and how things are supposed to go. So that is his best acting performance, I want to say. But of course, Creed has the more crossover and pop success. But back to the question at hand, can he be the next Denzel? I think there were a lot of great actors that were on that trajectory for being the next great actor. So when you think about a Jonathan Majors and a Jason Mitchell, who were very great actors, but they had situations that popped up that messed them, threw them off the path to being the next great actor, and it was unfortunate. But you still have a lot of great actors, that young black actors that are still on that trajectory to take over when Denzel leaves the game. So look, a lot of them were on the ATL um, TV show cast from the Hulu, well, FX series, Atlanta. Well, sorry, I said ATL from Atlanta series. A lot of them are on that, but like Lakeith Stanfield, Donald Glover, Brian Tyree Henry, and also Makai Curtis, who is a very good actor, but he doesn't get acknowledged enough because he's on the Stars Network, doing the 50 Cent Power series called Raising Canaan. But he doesn't get a lot of credit. But he did a lot of child movies when he was younger and stuff like that. So I believe he was on Disney or Nickelodeon, one of them. I think it was Disney or somewhere. But he did a lot of those type movies coming up. But he's a very good actor who can who never played like a gangster role, but he's playing that now and he's doing a good job at doing it. So I believe he has a good trajectory. I mean, even if you want to name um Tyreek from Power, who's Michael Rainey in real life, his real name is Michael Rainey. He does a great performance too, and he's been doing it for a while. He's been in the universe on Stars for, I believe, over 7 years now. So he's been doing it for quite a while. So there's a lot of great young black actors that have um, the great path that they're carving out to kind of take over for when Dale and Denzel goes away. He talks about doing only a couple more movies, and then he said he's retiring. So but I think Michael B. Jordan might have might be way ahead of everybody else, just as far as being in the lead. If you're thinking about like a race, he's back looking at everybody else and he's about to cross the finish line because he's just the most marketable. He has the most box office. A lot of those other actors don't have the crossover success or the pop success that he has, because he reaches other demographics as well. The other actors haven't really reached that to the degree that he has. Especially, I think the closest might have been Donald Glover or maybe Lakeith Stanfield, just because they're able to do different types of movies, being in the box office a lot of times and things like that. And Donald Glover does music as well, so he's able to. And he was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV series, so he has a lot of different demographics that um, tune into his content. So he's probably the closest. But Michael B. Jordan also has the nice and clean rep, the clean look, like they're looking for, um, which is huge, especially when you're trying to reach other demographics. But he would need those undeniable movies like Denzel. Like Denzel had Training Day and Malcolm X. He has to perform one of those. I don't think he's reached that level yet. Creed won't get you the acclaim that any of those Denzel top movies has, and he still needs to reach that pinnacle. Now, if he does the movie with Will Smith, the um, I Am Legend remake or whatever, maybe that'll help, but it still won't get there. He would need like a biopic of some sort to get him there to cross him over, because all of the great actors done biopics and that put them over to the next level, like when the Will Smith did Ali or when Jamie Foxx did Ray. Um, Denzel did Malcolm X. You're gonna need one of those type crossover hits to get there. So he hasn't done that yet, but I believe he will, especially working in conjunction with Ryan Coogler, who's a younger writer, producer, filmmaker, uh, who's working on him with Sinners right now. Well, they just put out Sinners, the movie, but being 38 years old. I believe he's the same age as Ryan Coogler as well. They can have their Spike Lee and Denzel moment, but I think they need to cooperate together and kind of do this to create that cinematic chemistry similar to what Spike Lee and Denzel had, especially early in Denzel's career, gave him that momentum to go do those bigger films and get that exposure and get the acclaim that he so rightfully deserves. So tell me what your thoughts on this. And as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.